I stand up to people. That's what I do. kurth, I don't hardly know you. I don't hardly know your kids. Well, I know what your wife looks like, and that's about it. Maybe she talked to me once or twice. I don't know. But I do know that Cody has never been disrespectful to me, at least not to my face. I know that your daughter Ashley has never been disrespectful to me, at least not to my face. I know that you have never been disrespectful to me, at least not to my face. But then you got this son who just ain't a son, is he? Chris isn't much of a son, is he? He's not big and corn-fed. That's not what it takes to be a son in Nebraska, does it? Does your son take after you? Or did he learn this somewhere else? See, there was a guy back in the day named Jason Vogt. Just couldn't stay off the meth. None of them guys could. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do meth to have friends that aren't my friends anymore. They're the drugs. Tried it for 30 days over a decade ago. And I slept most of that time. Jason Vogt, he continued, and so did Case Layton Morris, and of course, so did Matt Worley, so did Adam Garrett. Same thing with Drake Chambers. Nearly every girl in his class could tell you how tiny his penis is, because, well, he'd give you meth if you'd have sex with him. Plus, he's got real girly eyelashes. Lovely, right? KK, am I bullshitting? Matt Worley stole from his family in 2003. Stole from his family. And that's when I moved to Boulder the first time. I was done with this town. I was done with the KKK. I was done with these Arhadian brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever the hell. I was sick of the cops. I was sick of people fucking stealing from me. And I was sick of not having any friends because they all turned into fucking meth heads. Meanwhile, they're all strung out. Little Jay, fucking Jason Vogt, all of them. And a whole bunch of them are having kids. And I'm like, holy shit. Most of the women that I know in this town got pregnant because somebody was on a fucking meth bender. So I got Chris Kurth out there. West Lodgepole. Traveled across county lines with somebody else. Backup. Because he couldn't handle me himself. Dude's bigger than me and I'm a fucking cripple. Didn't nobody make your son a coward? He done that on his own. Now, here's something that I'm going to tell you, all right? I'm going public with this because the cops are bitches in this town. I've been harassed and threatened plenty enough by bikers, plenty enough by the police, plenty enough by KKK, and plenty enough by Arhadian sisters. Yeah, I called you Arhadians, and I called you sisters. Sean, don't poke the dragon. These aren't dragons. They're dragon ass. That's about it. CCR type, good afternoon, Sean. Good afternoon, CCR. Chris Kurth threatened my life again last night. That's what this video is about, and probably a few more. About how I can't go to the cops. The cops aren't going to do a damn thing. Got anything new? Got anything new? Yeah, when I bring fucking new shit to you, you ignore me until it's old, and then say, well, I can't investigate that, it's old. You know what your officers did wrong, and then you allow them to leave the state so that, well, first of all, I can't get their testimony. So you get to work with your buddies to help cover their asses because it covers yours, Sheriff Scott Costa. Fact is, I already know that I can't go to you. I already know that going to law enforcement in the United States, when you're broke and the cops are allowed to do anything that they want to you, not much you can do. You just take it. Well, I'm not just going to take it. I'm going to fucking speak out till the day I die. If you're going to threaten my life, fucking kill me. Don't be a fucking dumb bitch and threaten my life in front of people. Oh, dude, I'm going to put this shit out. I'm sorry about that, Gibson Smith. You typed, Jimmy, that ciggy. My wife banned me from smoking last week. Now, who you go to when the FBI won't listen? When Region 1 doesn't listen? Who do you go to when the State Patrol doesn't listen? Where do you go? Where do you go when those numbers you give me won't listen, won't do anything? It's nobody's job. And I've made hundreds of phone calls that prove that it's apparently, literally nobody's job. The only people that you can go to is them, and they're not going to investigate themselves. Are you fucking kidding me? Not without a bunch of public pressure. That camera footage from the jails in Boulder and their body camera footage, which you can't hear the sound on the hospital footage, but their body camera footage from that entire altercation with Waylon Olotai, Officer Herr, and Officer Vanderleest, that whole thing should have been recorded. And it was, but it wasn't admitted to my court. The things they did were immoral and illegal, and they knew it. Because of the immoral and illegal actions of police officers before and after Natalie's death, many other people were killed. Facilities that I had spoken out about the exact same thing that they did to me. The same thing that they did to me, they have killed people with. Tibor Hatay, for one. People say, Sean, you just need to let it go. I'm not allowed to let it go. I went all the way past Lodgepole to a farm in the country so that I didn't have to deal with this bullshit. And guess what? It fucking followed me. Can you imagine that? You're goddamn right I'm going to speak out. KK, your son is a bitch. Straight up. Straight the fuck up. Your son is a filthy, nasty, goddamn crotch rag. Your son is the epitome of the word coward. You know, he wanted to come out there and threaten my life with somebody else. Somewhere that I had gone, that it was finally a decent place. Finally some peace and quiet. Finally not having to do with the fucking racist assholes in this town. And at that point, I got to think about other people. I keep hearing, you're selfish, you're selfish. No. I've had to make a lot of fucking decisions based on other people's safety and other people's wants or needs or desires. So I cater to them because they promise to help. And do they? Do they speak up? Without that, it's not help. That's as plain and simple as it is. Now, Chris was not dumb enough to put his nasty cockbeaters on me. His friend touched me a few times on the shoulder like the cops like to do. Yeah, don't put your fucking hand on my shoulder. Keep your nasty cock beaters to yourself. I may be a dick, but I'm not your dick. People keep wanting me to shut up. Shut up, shut up. Sean, if you shut up and just go away. Really? Tell that to black people. See how well that goes over. You know, if you just shut up, it'll stop happening. Are you fucking serious? Are you seriously that fucking stupid? No, that's not how it works. Pretending that it's not happening only encourages it. That's why I am totally down with all of this rioting that you guys want to pretend all black people are taking a part in. They're not. And by the way, white people are taking part in it too. Are you saying white people, white people, white people? No, you're just saying black people, black people, black people. Meanwhile, those you deem mentally ill, then you deny them their rights as a disabled person. You use their intelligence or their disabilities, whichever one is in your favor at the time. When my intelligence will get you put in prison, you call me mentally ill. When my disabilities are something that will help me to get the help that I need, you go for my intelligence as if I'm not disabled. Goddamn right I'm speak out. Fuck, I ain't got no family to speak out for me. I ain't got no friends that got any fucking balls. They're all like your son. Too afraid. Too afraid to do it themselves. They say you gotta do it all by yourself. Meanwhile, your son, the little fucking cunt rag. You like that word? Cunt rag. Want to come out there and threaten me again. We already know that the cops ain't gonna do shit. That's why the over 100 fucking texts and phone calls over Jamie Curtis are reported here and took screenshots of instead of going to the police. Why? Because the police won't fucking do anything. They won't investigate. They will pretend to. Or they'll tell me that they can't see what I sent to them, and I'll send it to somebody else. I'll say, hey, can you see that? Yeah, Sean, I can see it. Well, I don't get why the cops can't see it. Meanwhile, I have the emails to prove it. I'm fighting the best I can with what I got. Fuck, I hate flies. I need to start killing them again. The thing is, KK, you might want to have a talk with your son until it brings shame on your whole family. I'm not going to stop fighting until I clear my name. And when I clear my name, yes, your son will be shamed entirely. Since him and his biker buddy wanted to threaten me with bikers, you might want to go talk to your biker friends and see if they really want to get involved. See if they really want their names being brought up. You might want to go ask about that. And about your son lying and claiming that he gave me $500 on the day that he told me to leave town. He claimed that it was at the bar. He claims there's video footage. So get that video footage, KK. I want to see it. Your son knows goddamn well there ain't. He just wanted to destroy one decent thing in my life. Because he's a piece of shit. He's a fucking coward. And guaranteed that little fucking nasty fucking pill is going to hide behind his kids. If he's going to raise his kids to be like that, yeah, his kids belong in the system. Hopefully his wife or girlfriend or whoever the baby mama is less of a piece of shit than he is. Chris Kurth, that's your son, right? Cody Kurth, that's your son, right? Ashley Kurth, that's your daughter, right? I never did your family wrong. Never. I stayed away from most of the folks in town, and you know what? Your family stayed the hell away from me. And I was glad for that. Not glad that your family stayed away from me just because I didn't like you. Because believe it or not, I never had a problem with any of y'all. I was glad that y'all left me alone because a lot of people didn't. And that's why I liked y'all. But your son's a fucking coward and you know it. You're damn right I'm going to speak out. You ride with him, don't you? He's going to be talking about bikers. He's bringing you into it. He's bringing your buddies into it. How far you want to go? You want to be a man? You want to man up? Or do you want to go the coward's route? Try looking for violence and get your buddies involved. I've stood up to people in this town since the day I moved here. Ain't nothing changed. Boulder was great. I was allowed to be me. Chapel is hell. There's good people here, yeah, but they're cowards. Cowards. What good is a coward gonna do? They're gonna sit there and watch. They're gonna talk about what you woulda, coulda, or shoulda done, or what they woulda, coulda, or shoulda done. Mouths. That's it. I have broken the law to try to get court dates because cops wouldn't do their jobs. How many of y'all are able to do that? Especially y'all with kids. I can do things you can't. If breaking the law will help to get your kids safe, by all means, I'll do it. I've shown that time and again through this, and I've shown evidence of it right here on this very YouTube and on my very Facebook. See, that's the hell that somebody innocent goes through over rumors, over being the good guy when you're a fucking addict. And all you addicts want to say Jesus this and Jesus that. No, you guys are still addicts. You still do fucked up shit. You still steal from people, like Desiree did. Obviously, I care more about people than I do about things. Desiree shouldn't have stolen my shit. She shouldn't have stolen those things. There was evidence, and that evidence was important. People don't want to look at evidence, though. No, 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 no. Your son wanted to show up drunk last night with some other dude that threatened my life. You know, similar to last week when Bobby Warnick wanted to have a talk with me. There was a young woman who wanted my attention, and she wanted his attention too. It's a friend's girlfriend, and she was just trying to be friendly. But he'd been drinking a little bit, and he wanted to train, wanted to be pushy and tell me I owed him an apology and so on and so forth. Oh, I give him his apology. I give him his apology in person. He wants it on Facebook. He'll get that too. I'll also post up the sex offender registry again. That way you guys know. One of the things he was angry about is that he was on the sex offender registry for 25 years. And I said, well, if he's on it for 25 years, it must have been violent. And I had a few people tell me that. But it turns out that if it's a violent one, they're supposed to have you on the registry for the rest of your life. So, might have been right about that. I don't know the specifics of his case. What I do know is that he is a registered sex offender here in Chapel, Nebraska. And, well, I'll tell you who my sources are. Whereas Mr. Warnick didn't tell me his. He said, I heard you this and I heard you that. I'm like, dude, I fucking posted that all over Facebook. You damn right I did, on my YouTube as well. You damn right I did, being threatened in the middle of the road. And then he wanted to tell me, oh, well, that was just a joke. That was just a joke. Dude, you walked out into the street, beer in hand with an attitude. Ain't no joke about that. And then you wanted to continue with that attitude tone for about 20 minutes while I listened to you. Between the bullshit going on with Chris Kurth, bullshit going on with Jamie Curtis, bullshit going on between myself and Natalie's family, myself and the police and the public, we're never shown the truth. Yeah, I'm surrounded on all sides. And you know what? That's not going to stop me from speaking out. It hasn't yet. You have to stop telling me you're going to put a bullet in me and actually fucking do it. And you got to be smart enough not to say that shit in front of other people. Stalking somebody across county lines, like, holy fuck, Chris Kurth. Who the fuck does that? Like me, I traveled from one end of the United States to the other because somebody who was a friend of mine said if I didn't go, she was going to fucking kill herself. And then she actually made the effort. And when that was no longer a mutually beneficial situation, when that was a situation where I felt unsafe, I left that situation. I drove 1,700 miles to get away. See, people keep saying, you need to move, you need to move. I've moved over 30 times in the last 3 years. Don't tell me I need to move. Don't tell me that I just need to forget about it when I still have repercussions every fucking day. Don't fucking sell that bullshit at me. I got a whole fucking shit to evidence, KK. If you want to be a man, you can come and talk to me like a human being, and I will sit down with you, and I will show you every bit of evidence that you want to see. And if you real men, then you go after these fucking child molesters and human traffickers with me. But your son Chris is a bitch, and he ain't allowed anywhere near me. If he wants to be a fucking goddamn cunt rag, he ain't allowed anywhere near me. I already tried to get a fucking protection order against him, and the cops wanted to not take it fucking seriously. Your son's a bitch. Did he learn that from you? Because if he learned that from you, then shame on you. I don't see that out of Cody. I don't get that shit out of you. I don't get that shit out of Ashley. So it kind of baffles the fuck out of me. Then again, I've been standing up to the KKK and Dear Haitian Sisterhood and the police most of my life, and especially since moving here. These cops don't want to do their job. God, they just started hiring officers that are almost healthy. Of course, they're young, and young cops under a crooked sheriff are going to learn illegal habits, and they're going to think it's all right. I'm done moving, Gibson Smith. He typed, next time you move, if you do, move to Ohio. Me and my gun store will support you. You know, a lot of people do put guns in my hands, especially here in Nebraska. And so far, out of every single gun that I've had in my hand, guess how many people that I shot? 0. Be safe, Gibson Smith. He typed also, I gotta go. Bye, Sean. KK, I got an apartment. It's low income. I mostly stay at my trailer here at Bill Christie's old house. I'm not hard to find. You know where the fuck I'm at. I'll sit down with you and I'll go through hundreds of hours of phone calls with witnesses. You and your buddies can sit down and look at every single piece of evidence, or you guys can be like Chris, be little bitches who want to shit all over your family name. I gotta tell you what, my family name, I'm the only one that ain't shitting on it. I'm the only one with balls enough to stand up to these motherfuckers. I'm not the only one who's got a problem with Officer Hahn. I'm not the only one who Chapel Police Department wouldn't do their job with. With Rory Jeffson, he was trying to get a lawyer and he had one. Then he died. Lots of my witnesses died. Lots of the people who were trying to help me were cut off from helping me or fucking died. And the cops here in this town, Rory was trying to take them to court over some dead kittens in a bag. I was trying to take him to court over dead human beings. KK, there's a lot of dead people that would otherwise still be alive if people had listened to me instead of blowing me off. Instead of treating me like I'm an animal, treating me like an animal in real life. People say you just need to get off the internet. Did he come out and harass me on the internet? No. He came out in real life, jumped across jurisdictional borders there, come and harass me somewhere that I was hoping would finally be a safe environment. And it's a place where I know how to do most of the stuff out there. A lot of that stuff that I'm not able to do, she understands that I got a screwed up back. But no, I got to deal with these cowards. Life is grand, ain't it? Meanwhile, we've been trying to get my driver's license sent in the mail for fucking ever because I'm not getting the right stuff on the mail that's being sent to me because it says my P.O. box on it as well as my physical address. So I got to tell people, hey, just send it to my physical address. Well, that ain't good enough. I went down and sent an envelope to myself. Also, I had a bag in here that had some meat in it for the last couple of days. So I figured out what it was. It was smelling like it was dead. It was some taco meat, and I'd only cooked half of it. And then when I left, I was just planning on going down there and checking my mail and coming back. And when I was down there, I saw Stegeman and some other folks sitting around, and I went up and said hello to them and got to know two of the folks at the table, and it was a pretty all right situation. Two of those folks took me home. They were friends with Stegeman, so that put a couple of good brownie points on them. Plus, they were talking about a lot of stuff that I knew a lot about. But now it's a situation where, seriously, KK, you got to do something. At this point in time, your son is fucking shredding your family name to absolutely nothing in this small town where you know that's important. You know what Laura Nelson had through and that wasn't even close to fucking right. In this small town where everybody knows everybody's business, right? Where you can't sneeze on one end of town and make it to the other end of town before everybody already knows you done sneezed, didn't they? problem isn't the evidence, it's getting the right people to see it. Meanwhile, being victimized for shit that I didn't do, things that didn't fucking happen everywhere that I go, and people tell me you just gotta let it go. Fuck that. Your son is lucky I don't put a bullet in him. I am fully capable of manufacturing a firearm and using it, and I choose not to. So if he's gonna threaten me with your biker buddies, you might want to go have a talk with your biker buddies. You might want to have a talk with Chris.